At first glance, OnlyFans looks like a digital gold rush. Millions of users, creators raking in seven figures overnight, all fueled by the promise of easy, instant intimacy for a monthly fee. But behind explosive growth and viral headlines lies something more troubling. Over half of all new creators disappear in just 2 days, and beneath the surface, rates of depression and anxiety have soared. While the world celebrates its success, what's quietly being lost? OnlyFans is destroying society, and we're letting it happen isn't just a warning, it's a countdown. How did a platform built for connection evolve into an engine that's rewriting our most basic values? And who really pays the price? OnlyFans started out in 2016, just another paywall site run by a guy named Tim Stokely, who honestly saw an opening nobody else wanted to touch. At first, it was supposed to be for any kind of creator, fitness coaches, musicians, chefs. But the rules were loose and the money was real. So pretty soon, it became all about adult content. By 2019, OnlyFans had about 20 million users. Then the pandemic hit, and it was like someone poured gasoline on the whole thing. People were stuck at home, jobs disappeared, and suddenly everyone knew someone who was signing up, either to watch or to post. Numbers got crazy fast. 305 million registered users by 2023. And by the end of 2024, that number was 377.5 million. That's more than the entire population of the USA. And it's not just fans. There are 4.6 million creators now, uploading everything from selfies to full productions, with over 51 million pieces of content floating around as of early 2025. The founder, Stokely, basically handed the keys to a new kind of economy, one where intimacy, or at least the illusion of it, is just another monthly subscription. And the scale matters, because when you have a platform this big, every decision, every policy change doesn't just affect a handful of people. It ripples out to millions. That's what makes what comes next so much heavier. OnlyFans isn't a niche anymore. It's a force, and it's everywhere. The way OnlyFans actually works is way more calculated than people realize. You pay for access, usually a monthly subscription, sometimes as low as $5, sometimes $50, depending on how exclusive the creator wants to make it. But that's just the start. There's tipping, pay-per-view messages, and even custom videos if you're willing to shell out more. The real money isn't just in subscriptions. It's in making you feel like you're part of something private, something personal, even if you know deep down it's all behind a screen. That's the whole engine, turning fake intimacy into a product and charging for every direct message, every photo, every little interaction. OnlyFans takes 20% off the top of every transaction. So, you see a headline about someone making $10,000 in a month, but OnlyFans keeps $2,000 of that right away. And the platform is built to keep the money moving. If you don't keep posting, don't keep chatting, you lose fans, fast. Half the people who subscribe to a creator's page are gone in 2 days. Less than 5% stick around for more than 10 days. That means creators are under constant pressure to keep things fresh, to push the boundaries, to keep people hooked just long enough to get that next payment. It's not just about selling photos or videos. It's about selling the feeling that you matter to someone, even if you're just one of thousands. And the churn is brutal. If you don't keep up, you're out. That's the real business. It's not about connection. It's about keeping the machine running. One tip, one message, one new subscriber at a time. August 19th, 2021. Out of nowhere, OnlyFans drops a bomb. Starting October, no more sexually explicit content. Not just nudity, but anything banks and payment processors might flag. The official line? Pressure from banking partners. And they named names. BNY Mellon, JP Morgan Chase, even Metro Bank in the UK, all tightening the screws behind the scenes. Leaked memos showed banks were literally flagging and rejecting payouts, treating every transaction like radioactive waste. For a platform that paid out more than $13 million a day to creators, over $5 billion a year, this wasn't just a policy update. It was a threat to millions of people's rent, groceries, medical bills, everything. Executives tried to spin it as a move for long-term sustainability, but everyone knew what was really happening. The compliance departments at these banks didn't want the risk, didn't want their names tied to adult content, and they had the power to choke off the money flow with a few keystrokes. For 6 days, panic set in. Creators scrambled, fans bailed, and the platform's future hung on the whims of a handful of faceless bankers. The backlash was instant and massive. Hashtags, petitions, news stories, creators threatening to walk. But for almost a week, the message was clear. The real gatekeepers weren't the platform or the public, but the banks holding the purse strings. The moment OnlyFans announced the ban, everything just kind of froze. You had creators waking up to find their payouts delayed or accounts locked for review. No warning, just a wall of silence from support. Some people had their rent money tied up. Others were suddenly texting group chats in panic, asking if anyone else's balance was stuck. It didn't matter if you were making a couple $100s a month or thousands. The fear was the same. What if this money just disappears? Hashtags like #sexworkiswork and #paycreators started trending worldwide. Journalists called it a betrayal, and for a lot of creators, that's exactly what it felt like. The media picked up stories of single moms, students, even people with chronic illnesses who depended on those payouts. Some creators tried to move to other platforms, but quickly realized the same banks and payment processors controlled everything. In those 6 days, it wasn't just about losing an account. It was about losing trust. People realized how fragile their whole situation was, how one corporate memo or banking decision could wipe out their income overnight. For every viral millionaire headline, there were thousands of creators left in limbo, watching their savings and security hang by a thread. That's the reality nobody puts in the success stories. You hear it all the time. OnlyFans is supposed to be the ultimate tool for taking control of your life. For a lot of people, especially women who felt boxed in by traditional jobs or judged by the mainstream adult industry, this platform looked like freedom. The stories that go viral are wild. Bella Thorne pulling in $1 million in her first 24 hours, Bod Bobby supposedly topping that in just 6 hours after turning 18. You've got creators flashing screenshots of six-figure payouts, talking about how they bought houses, paid off student loans, or finally escaped bad relationships. The idea is, you don't need a manager, you don't need a studio, you don't need anyone's permission. Just your phone, a Wi-Fi connection, and the nerve to put yourself out there. Some people say it's the first time sex work has felt safe, or even respected. You set your own prices, you block the creeps, you decide what you're comfortable with. For a lot of creators, that kind of autonomy is everything. And there's this bigger pitch too. OnlyFans is supposed to be about destigmatizing sex work, making it just another way to pay the bills. No shame attached. So when people talk about empowerment, they're not just talking about money. They're talking about rewriting the rules. Nobody ever really talks about what happens to people after the hype dies down. But honestly, the numbers are brutal. About 35% of creators on OnlyFans end up with clinical depression. That's not just a bad day, that's a diagnosis. Therapists say it's not just the pressure to keep posting or the trolls in your DMs, it's the isolation, the feeling that you can never really log off, and the constant fear that your content will come back to haunt you. I heard from a girl I went to school with. She started an account to pay for tuition, and at first, it felt like freedom. But a year later, she couldn't get a job interview without someone bringing it up. She lost friends, her boyfriend broke up with her, and she said she felt like she was living in a fishbowl. Relationship counselors are seeing more couples break up over OnlyFans. There's no hard numbers, but the stories are everywhere. Once trust gets replaced by suspicion, it's hard to get it back. And the stigma doesn't just disappear when you delete your account. For a lot of people, the damage sticks around, even after the money's gone. By 2024, OnlyFans reached over 377 million users and 4.6 million creators, reshaping how intimacy and money intersect online. The 2021 banking ban exposed how fragile digital livelihoods can be when financial institutions intervene, forcing OnlyFans to reverse course in just 6 days. While some creators have reported 7-figure earnings in 24 hours, research shows 35% face depression, and most experience high churn and uncertainty. Despite widespread reports, no comprehensive data links OnlyFans directly to rising breakup rates or broader societal shifts in relationships. Key details, such as the exact number of creators affected by the 2021 payout freeze, remain undisclosed. What is clear? OnlyFans has normalized monetized intimacy at scale, raising urgent questions about mental health, trust, and the balance of power between creators, corporations, and banks. As the platform continues to grow, the long-term consequences for individuals and society are still unfolding, shaped by decisions made today.